If you just picked up the latest generation of Samsung Galaxy Watches, the Ultra or the Galaxy Watch 7, here's a handful of useful apps you definitely need to download. So, starting off with my personal favorite, Shazam. And if you notice, oops, didn't mean to do that. Let me also lower the brightness real quick. There we go, much better. You notice I changed it to the Shazam icon to replace one of my complications, because that is something you could do with this watch, is go to customize and just go ahead and select the correct complication you want to customize. So I selected this and selected app shortcut, and I just made sure to select the Shazam app. The benefits of doing this is whenever I'm in a store or in somebody's car or my car, and instead of verbally requesting the virtual voice system to identify the song verbally, I just tap the Shazam app, allow it to load up, tap the Shazam, and it begins immediately listening to whatever song is playing. So for demonstration purposes, I pick something like on my YouTube music library. Obviously gonna mute this. Immediately I recognize the song. Not sure why I want this track, but it's just a random song to demonstrate how that works in real time. And it keeps all this stored history in the Shazam app on my main device. So that's why I like using the Shazam app. The next app is perfect if you like to track your loved ones or your own personal flights, because App in the Air is the name of this next app, and what this app allows you to do is basically track your upcoming flights, friends and family flights, or you're just a big airplane enthusiast and just likes to see how long planes take to get one place to the other. So here's a quick overview on how this app looks like. If we go all the way to the very bottom, it's this one, and the app is totally free to download. And right here I have a existing flight that I'm tracking right now. So I even will tell you the check-in time, the boarding, the takeoff, and you'll be able to also receive notifications right here. And the app itself on your main device is so user-friendly as well. And we go ahead and launch the app right here. It'll show you more additional information on your main device. You can even allow it to auto check-in and just tap plus to add more flights. It even will tell you the time as well. Definitely not a bad app for those that are constantly flying or have friends or family or loved ones that fly a lot and you just want to see their location and know that they arrived okay. Strava is the next name of this next app, and this is a great app for anybody who's an outdoor enthusiast, either you're bike riding, a hike person, or just likes to go on mile runs. Strava is the app you want to download. Wearable, this is how the app looks like. You can select the outdoor run, hikes, or different style workouts you like to do, even does CrossFit or e-bike riding. There's a bunch of different workout activities you can select from, but for like standard runs, it will give you a quick counter letting you know that GPS is ready. If not, it will keep searching, and just tap start. And it will record everything from your heart rate, elevation, and so much more as soon as you get done with your workout. And then tap finish. You can see your speeds, pace, and such, and see more different additional information on your phone. It also is community based as well, so you can invite your friends and see how they're doing in their activity levels and such. Now, when it comes to music apps, you can't go wrong with either Spotify, YouTube Music, even Apple Music, or other music streaming platforms. But the music app that I personally like using the most is YouTube Music, all due to the fact that YouTube Music is a good deal if you have YouTube Premium, so you don't have ads when you're watching YouTube videos, but you do have the ability to download your playlist and listen to it directly from the device itself. So I could either go to the suggestion ones, which will stream everything from my phone or the Wi-Fi connection that I'm currently connected to. But if you go all the way down, you'll see your library, your playlist, and it'll also show you which ones is downloaded and which one is not. So this playlist is downloaded and I can shuffle and just start listening to my music right here, which allows me to pair to a new device, so like earbuds. In our case, I have my Galaxy Buds paired to this. I can select this and start streaming music without having my phone nearby. Spotify also has this offload music playlist download ability as well, so definitely do consider downloading a music streaming app on your device. Now, when it comes to cheat sheets or note taking, Google Keeps is the app that I like to use the most due to the fact that it just synchronizes everything across my Android devices and my Google account. And by launching the Google Keep app right here off my wrist, you'll have it all synchronized from my paired device, my Samsung phone, all to my wrist. So if you have a grocery list going on, you can peruse right here. But if you're working at a job site or something like that and you have some important notes, didn't mean to do that, of course it'll all synchronize right here, or you could create some notes right here off your wrist. So Google Keeps is the app I recommend for note taking and having it all synchronized across one device to the other without having to pay any monthly subscription or pay a one-time purchase on an app. The Google Keep app is free to use and it works perfectly fine. But when it comes to audio notes, the default Samsung voice recorder is actually really good because I have it installed right here, and that's a complication that I swapped it for as well. So by simply tapping on the microphone icon, I could immediately start voice recording just like that. And as soon as I'm done, just pause, stop, and it saves it in my list. So I'm always able to go back and re-listen to some of the recordings I've done in the past. So this is all built in natively on the Google. So this is all built in natively, and as you saw earlier, it sent that copy to our device so we could go back and listen to it in our actual phone if we want to. It even supports speech to text too. So pretty advanced stuff. Then when it comes to navigation, Google Maps is an amazing app for the Galaxy Watch, especially if you are cycling through a city using an e-bike or even a scooter for transportation. Because as soon as you start navigation on your wrist, let me give you a demonstration right now. But when you start navigation, it gives you this layout if you already saved it. You can select the transportation that you're using. So in our case, we're using the bike. Start navigation. I'm going to censor this with my finger, but you can kind of see that the arrow is pointing us to the right direction, as well as giving us an ETA and how long it will take to get there. And if you hit that little book icon on the bottom right there, you're able to peruse ahead and see how your next upcoming turns are going to look like. And on the very bottom, you have the option to see the actual physical map. And then, of course, WhatsApp will be my next recommendation for anybody who actually does use it. I'll have a link in the description for those that just want to click on it and download it immediately. But the next app is definitely has to be Samsung Wallet. Samsung Wallet just gives you the tap to pay ability. It's a great app. It works really well. But my most favorite one from Samsung has to be the Samsung Internet. You see, if we launch it and we tap on it right here, this app is totally free to download. You just have to download it separately. But if you click on the YouTube or even Instagram or other social media platforms, if you load it, you will notice that you can actually play real YouTube videos off of here. And it's really quick too. And it does play the audio through the speakers of your Galaxy Watch as well, which is quite awesome. And as you see, we're able to watch this video in full screen almost. And if you want to, you can minimize it as well. And then you can also sign into your actual YouTube account off this. So if you're looking for a YouTube app, just download the web browser app and just bookmark it. And you'll be able to do a lot of things that you could do on your phone here off your wrist. And it's much better than having to sideload some of these apps, because I've tried sideloading like the YouTube and Twitter app, and from my experience, they don't work. Here's an example. So I sideloaded X, right? It crashes each and every time. It takes forever to load as well. Yeah. Side loading doesn't really work, so I don't recommend doing that. Just use the native Samsung web browser. It's actually really good. Then, not sure if you noticed, but if we go into Google App Store, right? And if I go ahead and type something up with the keyboard, I'm using the Google keyboard. I highly recommend switching it from the Samsung one. This is much more easier to type up stuff. The Samsung one has big letters, keys, which makes typing really challenging. So I definitely recommend going into the App Store and download the Gboard, basically Google Keyboard. And once you install this, you're not done. You need to go into your system device settings and go into the General tab right here in General, and go into the Input section, Input, and scroll down to where it says Keyboard, List, and Default. From here, select Default Keyboard and get out of the Samsung one and select Gboard. In my opinion, that's the best keyboard for the best typing experience on your wrist. Another thing I recommend changing is the virtual voice assistant. Bixby, it's alright. It's Samsung's native voice assistant, but you can swap this with Google Virtual Voice Assistant, which is this one right here. So ours is already installed, so I'm going to go ahead and update ours, because once you install it and update it, there's a couple of steps you got to do. There we go. Just tap open, accept everything, get started. It is going to prompt us to go on our phone and just follow these little setup procedure instructions. And once you do that, you need to go into your device settings and then scroll down to gestures and buttons, button and gestures I mean, and go until you find the press and hold section. In here, select the Google Virtual Voice Assistant. And now if we go back and long hold our Virtual Voice Assistant, we now have Google over Bixby. And then the last app, I found that the native one from Samsung actually is the best one. And that is a step counter. Because if you look closely, I have it installed right here on my watch face complication, where I could just tap here and I can see my exact step counter for the day. And you could adjust your goal in the Samsung Fitness app as well. So in my opinion, there's no need to download like a third-party one, as the default step counter that's available is good enough in my opinion. And of course, if you go all the way to the very bottom, you could set a new target and customize it from here if you have a more desirable goal. But there you guys have it. Those were the best apps I highly recommend others to download for their Galaxy Watch 7 or older. And this also includes, obviously, the Ultra that we have in today's video. And as always, I'll make sure to have links to all these apps in the video description down below, so they're all literally a click away. If you'd like to watch more, I highly recommend checking out this video over there where I go through my favorite tips and tricks for the Galaxy Ultra. So you could definitely use it to its full potential. I highly recommend watching that video over there for your watch. My name was Eddie, and thank you so much for watching.